Empowering others to excel with your host, Jacqueline Job. Are you ready to be transformed? I'm here to uplift, encourage, motivate, and inspire. Empowering others to excel with your host, Jacqueline Job.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. Just good morning, good morning. Thank you for tuning in to Empowering Others to Excel. I am your host. I am your empowerment strategist, Jacqueline Jobs. Thank you for tuning in. If you're tuning in on WEMEG this morning, WMEG Radio, good morning to you. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, good morning to you all. Just once again, I am saying thank you for tuning in. If you have not followed, liked, and subscribed on YouTube, go ahead and do so. Why? Because you can always catch these replays, these videos. If you need some empowerment, if you need some motivation, you need some inspiration, guess what? Go to YouTube, find Empowering Others to Excel. Like it, subscribe to it. So that way, when we go live, you will get a notification. You can always go back and be like, wait a minute, she talked about a topic that I need some more understanding on. I need some more clarity on. Just go through, find the lives, look in the playlist, find the video that you need, watch it, gain all the information that you need from it. So once again, I thank you all for tuning in. Now, our topic for today is standing your ground. Do not be shaken. The topic for today is standing your ground. Do not be shaken. But I want to go over very quickly what we talked about last week. Last week, we talked about coming to terms, the fight is inevitable. Coming to terms, the fight is inevitable. And does that mean? That was talking about we're always going to have a fight. We're going to always feel a pushback. We're going to always feel some type of pressure if your main goal is to grow. If you are stretching yourself, if you are stepping out of your comfort zone, if you are seeking growth in your life, you are always going to come against some kind of obstacle. Why? That obstacle is there to push you. It's to build your character. That obstacle will let you know if you have a strong foundation, if you need to go back and revamp some things. That obstacle will let you know that, guess what? You are growing. Because during that time of growth, there is always going to be some time when there's going to be uncertainty, things that you're not going to understand fully. But guess what? That obstacle, that pushback, that fight is not for you to waver. It's not for you to decide that this is not for me. No, it's just saying that you are moving in the right direction. You may need some strategies to help you along the way, but you are moving in the right direction. So I just want you to know that if you are in the place of obtaining growth, personal development, you are going to get pushback. You are going to feel that tense sensation. You are going to be in some uncomfortable situations. But just remember that feeling, that fight is inevitable. You have what you need. So I want you to continue to push and I want you to continue to persevere. I want you to continue to reach for that goal that you have set for yourself. All right. Now, let's get into our topic for today. Standing your ground, do not be shaken. Stand your ground, do not be shaken. Now, with this topic today, we're going to be talking about, or we're going to be discussing how to remain rooted and grounded in who we are, what we believe, where you are going, despite the pressures, the uncertainties, the opposition, and the change. So that is the main thing we're talking about. You staying rooted and grounded, not wavering, not moving back and forth like a tumbleweed. Whenever the wind blows, I'm going to this direction. I'm going to go to this direction. No, you need to be able to stay rooted. And this is because you have decided that you were going to set your sights on something higher. You decided that you wanted to accomplish this task. You decided that you wanted to grow. You wanted to gain knowledge and understanding. And now that you have made that decision and you're standing on it, you are getting opposition. Remember, the fight is inevitable. You're getting that opposition. But what I want you to do is to stand your ground. Do not waver. Do not second guess yourself. Do not doubt. Do not fear. Stand your ground. Okay, so now, first thing in standing your ground is setting the foundation. Setting the foundation. This is the thing, key truth. Being unshaken doesn't mean unbothered. It means unmoved. Being unshaken doesn't mean unbothered, because there are going to be situations and times in your life when obstacles are going to come, situations are going to come. It is not going to shake you. It may bother you. It may cause some concern. You may become alarmed about some things. But what you need to remember is you're not going to be moved by it. So that means, once again, unshaken does not mean unbothered. Just because you were not shaken doesn't mean that it did not bother you, that it might not cause you to be emotional. But the thing about it is, do not move. Stand your ground. Now, I want to ask you, what are you currently standing your ground on? What things are going on in your life right now, and you have to stand your ground? You have to sit there, you have to remind yourself, you have to talk to yourself and be like, I chose this. I chose this. Yes, the road may seem rocky, but guess what? I am not going to waver from this. This is something that I chose. It was something that I desired. It was something that I wanted to pursue. So I am going to stand my ground on this. It may be rocky, but I'm going to stand my ground. So what currently are you standing your ground on? Now, let's talk about what it means to stand your ground. Let's talk about what it means to stand your ground. One, staying true to your values, your belief systems. That's what it means to stand your ground. Now, I want you to stop and think, what are your values? What are your belief systems? Because in order for you to stand your ground, you have to know what they are. You have to know what they are. They should be able to roll off your tongue. Like, my belief system is this, that, and the other, and I value this, that, and the other. And those are things that are building your foundation. You need those in order to build your foundation. So values, belief systems. If you don't know, you need to write it down, and you need to make a list of what are your values and your belief systems. Two, holding your boundaries. Holding your boundaries. And what I mean by boundaries, those things that you say are unacceptable and acceptable in your life. So that means you put some boundaries in place. And when I say you put them in place, you said, I am going to allow this, but I'm not going to allow that. So what you are allowing is acceptable to you. And what you are not allowing is unacceptable to you. So for example, I'm going to say, if you're dating and you have a list of particular type of people that you are seeking after, you're going to say they can do this, this, and this. For example, so let's say one of your boundaries, I do not like smokers. So that is one of your boundaries. You consider that to be unacceptable, smoking. So that is something that you are sticking to. No, I'm not looking for somebody who smokes. That is a boundary for you. But most of the time, I need you to know, when you're setting your boundaries mean you're making yourself a priority. You are making yourself a priority. So that means you are guiding or building up something that's going to protect your well-being, your mental health, your physical, all of those things. So when you're setting up your boundaries, that is what you're doing. You are identifying the priorities in your life. You are addressing them and saying, these are the things that I find that are acceptable. These are the things that, yes, we can do. These are the things that I find unacceptable. I am not going to do. The people around me, I would not expect them to do it as well. That is setting boundaries. Next thing for building your foundation, remaining aligned with your purpose. What is your purpose? What is your purpose? My purpose is to motivate, inspire, encourage, educate. That is my purpose. So what I do needs to stay aligned to my purpose. So now if I start to tear down people, if I start to spew out curses over people, am I being aligned to my purpose? No, I'm not being aligned to my purpose. So building my foundation and what is going to help me to stay grounded is identifying what my purpose is and then walking in my purpose. Once I start straying away from my purpose, I'm not staying grounded. There may be things that have caused me to stray away from my purpose, but yet again, that's not making me stay grounded. So, good morning to those who are tuning in. We are identifying what it means to stay grounded, staying true to your values, holding your boundaries, remaining aligned to your purpose, and then refusing to compromise your identity. Refusing to compromise your identity. Have you ever been around people and they accept you for some of the things, but not all of the things that make you you? And you were fine with that. That is compromising your identity. Why? Because now it is putting you in a compromising position that if they decided that thing that they did not accept and they're trying to alter you, change you, or make you to do what it is they want you to do, now you have to figure out, am I going to go this way or am I going to go that way? So it's putting you in a compromising situation. So instead of putting yourself in a compromising situation, refuse to compromise your identity. And in order for you to do that, we got to go back to number one. Stay true to your values and your beliefs. In order to not compromise your identity, you have to stay true to your values, your beliefs. You have to know your purpose. You have to know all of these things and the boundaries that you will and will not cross and will not accept. So these are the things that you have to know, be able to identify in order to stand your ground. Being unshaken is an internal stability. Internal stability. That means you already have to have it made up in your mind, made up in your heart, that these are the things that are going to stick me. They're going to hold me together. This is my foundation, my firm beliefs. So that way, when you do that, the external control is not going to run you. Those external situations are not going to make you compromise. So remember, you have to have it in here. You have to have it in here. I will not be shaken. Why will I not be shaken? Because I know my values. I know my beliefs. I walk by my values and my beliefs. I have set my boundaries. I know those things that I will not cross the line on. I know those things that I will accept. I know what my purpose is, and I'm making sure that I walk in my purpose. I am aligned to my purpose. When I see myself falling away from my purpose, I'm going to stop. I'm going to reflect. I'm going to analyze and figure out what it is that is drawing me away from my purpose. And I'm going to get back in position. I'm going to realign myself. And then the last one, I'm not going to compromise my identity. I know who I am. I am not compromising that. That is standing your ground. Now, what does standing your ground look like to you? Those who are watching, what does standing your ground look like to you in your current season that you are in? Drop it in the chat. What does standing your ground look like to you in the current season that you are in? Does it look like speaking up for yourself? Speaking up for others? Is it cleaning house? Meaning you are prioritizing yourself and you're getting rid of all of the old baggage, all of those old things that are holding you back. What does standing your ground look like to you in this season? Now, let's identify the things that try to shake us. Let's identify the things that try to shake us. And if you have been following along for all of the previous segments, we have talked about the majority of these things. And we're going to continue to speak on these things. Why? Because these things continue day by day, week by week. They continue to try to creep into our life. These things that try to shake us, it's not a one and done, meaning you fought it off one time and guess what? You're free for the rest of your life. No. This is a fight that is going to be consistent. It's going to be there. And since it is going to be consistent, you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent with this fight because these things that try to shake us and make us to waver and falter, they are there. It's like 24/7. That is their assigned job. Now, are we on our job? Meaning, can we stand our ground? Meaning, do we know our values and our belief systems? Meaning, have we set our boundaries and stayed to them? Do we know our purpose? Are we aligned to it? Because these things that come up against us, that try to shake us, they're going to continue to happen. And you just have to continue to shut it down. So one, we have fear and uncertainty. Fear and uncertainty. Guess what? Yes, once you get over that hill of being afraid of something, then guess what? Something else is going to come in its place. But you have to remind yourself who you are and whose you are. You have to remind yourselves of your gifts and talents. You have to remind yourselves of the things that you know, your knowledge. So that way you can defeat fear when it comes. And when that uncertainty comes, you can speak over that uncertainty. I may not understand what's going on right now, but guess what? I will. But in the process of me not understanding, I'm going to continue to walk forward. I'm going to continue to push. I'm going to continue to persevere. I'm going to continue to reach for my goals. That is what you do when you're facing uncertainty. It's not a time for you to go and woe is me. That is not the time. It is time for you to speak truth, speak life over yourself. That way that you can get rid of that uncertainty. The next thing that tries to shake us is criticism and rejection. Criticism and rejection. It's sad to say, but there's going to always be somebody who is going to try to criticize what it is that you want to do. And why is that? Because they don't see your vision for it. It's not their vision to see. They don't see it. And because they don't see it, they don't understand what it is that you are trying to do. They don't understand it. So they're going to criticize it because why? They don't understand it. They don't see it. They can't see it. Sometimes it's not meant for other people to see your vision and understand your vision. There will be those who will come alongside you. And they're going to be there to cheer and motivate you because they want the best for you. But then it's going to be those people who are going to be the naysayers. They're going to be the naysayers. And I'm not talking about the ones who are trying to keep you seeing or dwelling in reality. Not those individuals. I'm talking about the ones who it doesn't matter what it is that you do. You're on your path seeking success for your life. And here they come with the criticism. Why are you doing this? This is not going to work. Why can't you just stay the way you are? Because what they want you to stay the way you are. And guess what? You don't want to stay there anymore. You want that growth. And so here they come with their criticism. And then you have those with the rejection. They're sitting here and they're rejecting your ideas. They're rejecting your plan. But once again, it's because it is your plan and your vision. They can't see it. Some people are just not going to be able to see your vision. They're not going to be able to see your plan. But then once it all works out in your favor, they're going to come back. Now, when they come back, it's up to you what you decide to do with that. But I'm just saying, that is something that tries to shake you to make you not stand your ground. Next, delayed results. Delayed results will shake you. They will try to shake you. And remember what I stated before. I said, unshaken does not mean you're not bothered by the situation. Unshaken does not mean unbothered. So yes, situations are going to come. You're going to stand your ground, but it's still going to bother you. It's still going to cause you to rethink some things and make you ponder about some things. But do not be shaken. Do not be shaken. Hold fast. Hold fast. Hold fast. Next one is comparisons. We talked about that as well. That will try to shake you, but don't let it shake you. Don't let it break you. What is for you is for you. What is for them is for them. Our role is going to look different from somebody else's role because we are uniquely created. We're not going to experience the same thing that somebody else is experiencing. Why? Because we might be trying to obtain the same things, but our path in life is different. The people who we're supposed to touch and bless is different. So therefore, do not let the comparison shake you. You stop comparing yourself to other people and don't allow other people to compare you to others. You can cut that off at the path. Yes, I understand that we're both obtaining the same thing, but we're different people. Our process, our thinking process is different. So guess what? We're going to go about it two different ways. God bless them on their journey, just like I want God to bless me on my journey, and cut it off at that. Next thing that will try to shake us. Good morning, all who are there. Good morning, Miss Diane. Next thing that will try to shake us, past traumas will try to shake us. And when I say past traumas will try to shake us, why? Because they're haunting us. And we need to make them stop haunting us. And when I say haunting us, like it's just there. It's in the back of your mind. It is there. It is there. Good morning, Brianna. Good morning. Those situations that happened in the past, when we're moving along and we're like the little engine that could, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And we get to this good, sweet spot, and then all of a sudden, some past trauma, something that happened back in the past is going to pop up and be like, remember this? As soon as that thing pop up and it's like, remember this, you're going to be like, whoa, you putting on the brakes. Why are you putting on the brakes? You hit that gas pedal and you keep on going. Okay, that little engine that could got to keep going. I think I can. I think I can. And then we're going to start changing our verbiage from I think I can to I know I can. I know I can. That is what we're going to do. We're not going to let those past traumas haunt us. We're not going to let those past traumas spook us out of what is for us. Because those things, once again, what is this called? It is called past traumas, meaning they were in the past. And we have let the past go. Yes, those things might have burned, stung us. They hurt to the core, but we learned from them. We pulled what we could from them. We learned from them and we moved on. So they will no longer haunt us. The next thing that tries to shake us is unexpected change. Unexpected change. If you're one of them people who don't like unexpected changes, like, ooh, we just threw you a curveball. And now you're like, oh my goodness, what am I supposed to do now? What's next? I need you to understand, change is not a bad thing. Change is not a bad thing. You just have to stop and you have to reevaluate what is going on. And in the process of you reevaluating, you're just saying, okay, is this for me? Can I do this? Can I handle it? What do I need to adjust? And then you keep it moving. You keep persevering. You stand your ground. You stay focused. You stay consistent. Stay disciplined. And then the last thing that tries to shake us is spiritual doubt. Spiritual doubt. And what I mean by spiritual doubt, your faith system starts to waver. Your faith system starts to waver. And what I'm talking about for this, you're like, God, I prayed. I'm doing all of the things. I'm trying to be anxious. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. I'm trying not to be anxious. I'm trying to cast my cares on you. I'm trying not to lean into my own understanding. I'm trying to acknowledge you in all of my ways. But in the process of you going through this, your faith is starting to waver. And you're saying, God, I don't see you in this. I don't feel you. But we have to understand that while we're going through situations, we may not see him and we may not feel him, but he is there. He is there and he is working it out for us. He is moving behind the scenes. We just can't see it. So we can't let that spiritual doubt come in, because once that spiritual doubt come in, guess what? We're going to start moving and we're going to start changing our directions. We're going to start pivoting from our purpose, all because we allowed that spiritual doubt to come in. And once we start pivoting from our purpose, all of those things that God is working out behind the scenes is going to start changing. Because he's looking like, what are you doing? Like, stand still and know that I am God. And you're like, but I don't see you, God. Stand still and know that I am God. So we cannot let that spiritual doubt come in, because it is going to start changing our path. And when it starts changing our path, it's not changing our path for the best. It is going to cause delays in things that we are expecting, things that we were going to receive, but we caused the delay because we started to pivot. So don't allow that spiritual doubt to shake you. Hold fast, stand strong. Now, the enemy of growth often attacks your confidence before your circumstances. So, yes, your confidence will get attacked. Your confidence will get attacked. And when I say this, I mean you're doing things in your life and you are proud of it. You're excited about the change. You're excited about the growth. You're excited to see the outcome. And then all it takes is that one thing that shook you. And now your confidence is wavering. Your confidence is like falling short. And you're like, what is going on? One minute you was like, I can do this. I got this. And next minute it was like, oh, that one thing made you start to doubt yourself. That one thing. And now all of a sudden the enemy has all of these open doors that it can go through. So I need you to understand, do not allow the enemy to get in. Do not allow your confidence to be attacked. Speak truth over yourself. Speak life over yourself. Speak words of wisdom and encouragement over yourself. It'll keep you going. It will keep you going. Now, I want somebody to drop in the chat, those who are able to drop in the chat, what tends to shake you the most? What tends to shake you the most? Is it fears, opinions, uncertainty, comparisons, past traumas, unexpected change, spiritual doubt, rejection, criticism? What is it that tends to shake you the most? And I'm asking you this question because once you are able to identify it, then you're able to work on it. Because if you don't ask yourself these questions when you're going through life struggles, and you don't identify what it is that is causing you to feel the way that you're feeling, you cannot address it and you cannot work on it. But once you identify it, you can address it and then you can work on it. So what tends to shake you the most? Is it fear, opinions, uncertainties? I can say for me, the one thing that shakes me the most is delays. Delays. Because I am that person who I like to keep momentum going. I like to keep momentum going. So when I'm moving and I feel the momentum and I see the growth, it's just like it empowers me. It motivates me. And I get more energy. And I'm like, yes, I can do this. Yes, I'm going to work this out. Yes. But then as soon as I get a delay, it starts to drain me. And when I mean drain me, that's when the enemy comes in for me. That's when the attacks start to happen. Because then it's like, okay, I'm starting to doubt, did I do something wrong? Should I have done something differently? Then I'm thinking about, okay, but what if a response come back with this? And then in the process of me having the delay, then I start to lose my confidence. Then I start to doubt myself. And in the process of a delay, then an unexpected change happened. And then I'm just like, oh my goodness, now what? So that is something that shakes me. So I am working on myself with handling delays, because I have to continue to remind myself that a delay does not mean a denial. Delay for me means I am learning something from this. I need to seek more knowledge on this topic or this subject before what I'm supposed to obtain happens. So now every time I get a delay, it's not me having a panic attack. It's not me having a fit. It is me addressing the delay. Okay, so this happened. I had a pause. So what can I do in this moment? Let me go back and research some things. Let me go back and gain some more understanding on this thing. And in between that pause and the delay, let me go work on something else that I was working on. Because now in my walking, in my journey, I realize delay does not mean denial. There are so many things that are working out behind the scenes that we don't know and we don't fully understand, that we can never comprehend. That God is working out, and that the other things that you are seeking behind the scenes, there are other things that are going on that you don't understand. So we over here getting upset and frustrated. Well, I'm going to say I am over here getting upset and frustrated about a delay, not knowing everything is working out and for my good. So I had to learn. I had to learn. Delay does not mean denial. Delay means I am learning some things. I'm going to gain more understanding of some things. Delay means it is preparation. I am being prepared for what is coming my way so that when it comes my way, I know what to do. That is what I had to learn. And now I understand it. So I handle my delays better. Okay, so in the chat, we have spiritual hopelessness. That is something that is a shaking force for this individual. So now with that, we have to understand, since we have identified spiritual hopelessness, now we can address spiritual hopelessness. Like, why is spiritual hopelessness something that shakes you? What is the root cause of why there is spiritual hopelessness? And then what can you do to combat that spiritual hopelessness? What are some strategies that you can put in place when you feel that attack coming? When you feel that attack coming for spiritual hopelessness, what can you do? You can speak life over yourself. You can find promises from God that God promised to his people and speak that over yourself. You can identify those situations of where you're feeling hopeless. And then you can flip the script, reframe it from a negative to a positive. Those are just some strategies that you can do. So that way you will not be shaken. Because now, since you already know this is something that shakes you, that means this is something that comes at you more than once. It comes at you often. So you have to put some strategies in place. So that way, when it comes, it will not shake you. It may bother you, yes, but it will not shake you. It's not going to knock you off your feet. Yes, and then we have Brianna put in the chat, delay just prepares us for what's to come. Yes, that is exactly true. It prepares us for what is to come. Ah, stop it, stop it, stop it. I'm laughing at a comment. Stop it. Okay, now, next one. What is the cost of being easily broken? What is the cost of being easily broken? When we are shaken, we may abandon our boundaries. We may abandon our boundaries, compromise values, second guess ourselves, react emotionally instead of responding wisely, and drift away from purpose. If this is you, just say, yes, this has happened to me. Abandoning boundaries. Now, I went back this past week and I had to find the video where we talked about the boundaries and I talked about the fence and the broken pieces. I had to go back and find that video because I was like, wait a minute, that was good. And then I had put it in something that I was writing up. And I'm like, yes, I had to use that again. But that analogy just fits so perfectly. You have a fence. You have a fence. Those were your boundaries. But then now you look back at your fence and you notice that some of your boards and your fence are broken. Why are they broken? Because you abandoned some of your boundaries. You compromised some of your boundaries. And now the fence is broken. So now you have to go back and identify what boundaries did you compromise? And you need to go back and address it and you need to fix it in order for your fence to go back. Because that fence is there to protect you. Those boundaries are there to protect you. And if you keep allowing those things that you said were unacceptable to be acceptable, all you are doing is hurting yourself. You are hurting yourself. So you have to stick to the boundaries that you have set in place. You have to stick to the boundaries that you set in place so that way you can continue to keep your peace of mind, that you can continue to have your safety, that your mental health is intact, your emotions are regulated. All of those things, when you put up those boundaries for yourself, you're prioritizing yourself. But once you start allowing those boundaries to be manipulated, to be bended, to be broken, that's just letting the intruders in. You are hurting yourself. So yes, we need to go back and we need to pick up those boundaries that we abandoned. Compromising values. Why are we compromising our values? Are we compromising our values because we want to fit in? And this is a thing, people are like, oh, it's just a saying. You are meant to stand out. But it's true. It is so true. You're going to try to fit into so many other people's circles. And once you get in there, you're going to feel like an odd duck. You're going to feel like the ugly duckling of the group. Why? Because you're not meant to be there. You're not meant to be there. We need to stop trying to fit in to other people's groups, other people's circles, other people's thought patterns of you. You are meant to stand out. Because when you try to fit into other people's things, you are silencing your gifts, your purpose. You are silencing things in you that were not meant to be silenced. And in the process of you silencing those things inside of you, that is also detrimental to other people's health that you were supposed to be able to bless around, that you were supposed to be able to bless. Because a lot of times we walk around and we think everything is about us. We think everything is about us and what it is that we want, what it is that we want to do. But we have to realize sometimes we're put in situations and it has nothing to do with us. It has to do with the person, other people around us. Because God, I can't even get it out. Because God has placed us in that situation to be able to help somebody else. But if you are one of those people who decided to silence your voice because you wanted to fit in, you're not helping that person that God has assigned to you. So now that person is walking around lost, saying, God, you're not here. God, you can't hear me. You're not helping me. And God's like, well, I sent such and such to help you, but they over here trying to figure out their own life when they're supposed to have it already together because they knew who they were. But something happened with them that caused them to silence their voice. So now since you silenced your voice, this other person over here is suffering when they don't have to be. So we need to learn to stop fitting in, trying to fit in where we're not supposed to fit in. I'm going to say that again. We need to stop trying to fit in where we're not supposed to fit in. Sometimes you're supposed to start your own group instead of trying to go into somebody else's thing. You do what you do, and then those who are supposed to be connected to you and drawn to you will come to you. Instead of you saying, well, let me go over here to them instead. And then you go over there to them and your voice is silent. They're criticizing you. They're rejecting you. And now you got to go through all of this healing all over again that God already healed you from because you decided to go over here to them when you weren't supposed to. And then now that I just said that, I want those who are on here, think about it. Has that been a repeating pattern for you? Has that been a repeating pattern for you? You continue to try to fit in. You continue to get hurt. You continue to get wounded spiritually, however, you continue to get hurt. And then now you're over here trying to heal all over again. You're healing all over again from the things that God already healed you from. Why? Because you're trying to fit in when you're not supposed to. So I want you to think about that. Stop compromising your values. Stop second guessing yourself. And then this one, react emotionally instead of responding wisely. This is what we talked about when we said regulating our emotions. Or did I talk to this? No, I think this was in the book that I'm doing. Okay, so you have to learn how to respond to your emotions. Instead of allowing your emotions to control you, you have to learn how to properly respond. And in the process of doing that, when you get riled up, when you get upset, you get worked up and you just want to react, no, you have to stop, pause, freeze. And you have to think, how should I properly respond to this? Because how you can respond can destroy a relationship. It can destroy something that was supposed to be great. So you have to realize how you're going to respond and respond appropriately. And then drifting away from purpose. All of the things that I stated previously will cause you to drift away from your purpose. And we don't want to drift away from our purpose. We are working towards our purpose. We are trying to identify those things that are going to help us and lead and guide us and direct us in our path of walking towards our purpose and understanding our purpose. Now, when you decide to abandon your ground, you are weakening your foundation. When you decide to abandon your ground, you are weakening your foundation. Now, let's talk about this foundation. The keys to foundations are beyond roles, titles, and opinions. And see, I have an issue with titles. I do. Because sometimes people get a title and then they feel as though they're up here and then everybody else is beneath them. Because if you know who you are and you are confident in who you are, that title is not going to change you. That title won't change you. It may help you to get noticed more, but it's not going to change who you are. If you get a title and then all of a sudden that title changes you, your identity wasn't clear. Your identity was not clear. So I need you. Key foundations. How to build an unshakable foundation. Identity clarity. You need to know who you are beyond the roles, titles, and opinions. And see, Brianna put in the chat, titles just highlight what was already there. Yes. Can y'all please put in the chat if the sound is there? Put in the chat if the sound is there. Next one is values anchoring. Values anchoring. Let your values, not emotions, guide decisions. Let your values, not emotions, guide decisions. Okay, thank you. So this is one of the foundations. You have to know your values because your values will guide your decisions and not your emotions. Because when you start acting based on your emotions, you're going to cause damage. You're going to cause damage. So values anchoring. 3, emotional regulation. Pause, breathe, choose responses intentionally. I already said that you got to learn how to respond appropriately. So we have number 1, identity clarity. Know who you are beyond the roles, titles, and opinions. 2, values anchoring. Let your values, not your emotions, guide your decisions. 3, emotional regulation. Pause, breathe, choose responses intentionally. 4, boundaries. Boundaries protect what matter most. So set those boundaries. Set those boundaries. And then 5, faith and trust. Trust God even when outcomes are unclear. That is a must have. Trust God. Trust God. That is a must. Because everything else is going to be wavering and falling around. You're going to be like, I don't know what to do. Trust God. Just trust that He has your back. And that is going to be very hard to do. And it's going to waver. You're going to be doubting. But trust God. Trust God. So those are the things that you need to have to build an unshakable foundation. And I want all of us to have that unshakable foundation. Because I don't want us Somebody say something to us, and next thing you know, we over here second guessing our whole life. That is not having a strong foundation. Nobody should be able to speak a word to you and it has you second guessing your whole life. If somebody can do that to you, that means your foundation was not strong. That means you don't know who you are. That means you don't have your values and your belief systems there. So I need you to understand who you are, know what it is that you want for yourself. Make sure those values and belief systems align with it. Know your purpose. If you don't know your purpose, learn your purpose. Seek out what your purpose is. But do not allow anybody to come and speak over you and then they just cause confusion and havoc over your life. Because remember, God is not in the midst of confusion. So if somebody speaks something over your life and it just caused you to just be lost, it was not of God. It was not of God. Somebody might need to hear that this week. If somebody comes and says something to you that causes confusion, it was not of God. Now, standing firm during the storm. Storms test foundation, not worth. So when a test and trial comes your way, it's not challenging your worth. It's challenging your foundation. So if those tests and trials come and you just falter and you fall and then you just in despair and depression and all of that, that means something was not strong in your foundation. You need to go back to your foundation and identify what is not strong because you need to strengthen it. That's going to like your weaknesses and your strengths. You know what your strengths are, you know what your weaknesses are. You need to work on building up your weaknesses so they become strengths. So that means if storms come in your life and you continue to fall under the pressure, something is not right in your foundation. You need to go back and check your foundation. You don't need to explain your stability to unstable people. I'm going to say that again. You don't need to explain your stability to unstable people. Why are you trying to explain yourself to somebody who out here who's messed up and worse than you are? They're not going to understand it. And the more you keep trying to talk to them, they're going to have you confused. So you don't need to explain yourself. Next one, silence and consistency are powerful forms of standing firm. Sometimes all you got to do is be silent. Don't even try to explain it. Don't even tell people, just be silent. Work in silence. Work in silence, move in silence. And then when the outcomes comes, it will speak for you. When that thing that you was working for manifests itself, it will speak for you. Because sometimes when we work in silence that way, we don't have those naysayers. We don't have those critiques on us because they don't even know what we're doing because we're moving in silence. Now, practical strategies to help us out in this. Reduce unnecessary noise. That means those people who are always talking in your ear, reduce it. If you're moving in silence, it's reduced because they can't speak to you. They can't speak on what it is that you're doing because they don't know about it. Limit access to negative influence. That's the same thing. If you already know you have a cool group of people who are going to say negative things, or they're always speaking negative things over themselves or other people, like they talk and it's not a positive thing that come out of their mouth, you need to avoid them or limit them access to you. Why? Because you're trying to get personal growth. You're trying to obtain something. You're working towards bettering yourself. So you don't need that negativity in your ear. You need to silence that noise. So they need to have limited access to you. Revisit your why. Why are you doing what it is that you're doing? What are you expecting from this? What is your outcome? Revisit it. Speak truth over yourself daily. You need to be able to speak truth over yourself daily because while I already said it earlier, the fight is going to come daily. So you already need to be prepared first thing in the morning. Get up in the morning. You need to be speaking truth over yourself. You need to be saying a prayer over yourself. You need to be identifying who you are, what you will not allow. You need to be speaking the promises of God over yourself. You need to be doing this daily, daily, daily. This is not, oh, I'm going to do it at the beginning of the week and it's going to last to the end of the week. No, it's not. Why? Because we're getting attacked daily. The fight is coming daily. Our mindset and our mind and our thoughts are shifting daily. So we need to be renewed in our minds daily. So in order for that to happen, we need to speak truth over ourselves daily. This is not I'm going to do it on a Sunday and it's going to last till Saturday. No, it's not. You got to do it every single day. Now, I want to throw this question to you. Where is God asking you to stand firm instead of retreat? Where is God asking you to stand firm instead of retreat? This is one of those trust me moments. He's saying, trust me, I got you moments. And you're like, oh God, I'm ready to just quit. God, I'm done. I will see it. I've been doing this too long. Like this struggle is tiring me out. I'm emotionally drained. And he's saying, I got you, staying strong. But you're like, God, I'm about to give up. So where is God asking you to stand firm instead of retreating? And then now, we're going to seal out this session with a confidence and faith. And how are we going to do that? With our declarations. With our declarations. Here is our declaration for today. I am rooted. I am grounded. I will not be shaken by fear, doubt, or delay. I stand firm in my identity, my purpose, and my faith. That is the declaration for today. I'm going to say it again. I am rooted. I am grounded. I will not be shaken by fear, doubt, or delay. I stand firm in my identity, my purpose, and my faith. Now, once again, standing your ground won't always feel comfortable. Standing your ground won't always feel comfortable. That's what I said before. Being unshakable doesn't mean you're not unbothered. But it will always lead to clarity, strength, and peace. It will always lead to clarity, strength, and peace. And that is one of those things that we want. We want peace. We want peace in our mind. We want peace in our household. We want peace wherever we go. We don't like going places and there is a bunch of confusion. And if you stand your ground on those things, there will be peace. But if you continue to allow things to go whichever way and you don't speak up and stand your ground, there's going to be confusion. There's going to be chaos. There's going to be frustration. There's going to be annoyances. There's going to be a lot of things. So we need to, on today, learn to do what? Stand our ground. Stand your ground. Don't be shaken. Shaken. Don't be shaken. Don't allow the wind to blow you in every single different direction. Don't let somebody speak over you and it causes you to crumble. Stand your ground. Know who you are. Know your values. Know your beliefs. Understand your purpose. Align yourself to your purpose. Walk in it. Those are the things that you have to do in order to have this peace that we are all seeking, the peace that we all want. That strength and clarity that we all want. These are the things that we have to do to work towards it. All right, so I hope that you all gained something from this session today. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank my WMEG listeners, those who are tuning in via YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Thank you all for tuning in today. If you all want to partner with me When I say partner with me, you are helping me to be able to continue to spread this word of encouragement to others. You can partner with me through Cash App at EOE Change Agent. EOE Change Agent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great show today. Thank you very much. I am so glad when I know that people have gained something from it, because that means I am not doing this and no, I'm not doing this in vain. Somebody is being blessed from it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So once again, I hope that you all have a great rest of your day, that you enjoy your week. If you want to partner again, it is Cash App EOE Change Agent. And until next time, I want you to be blessed. For my WMEG listeners, tune in. Next, we have the pros and cons of human nature with Nikki. All of you all be blessed on today. Be blessed on today. And I will talk to you next Saturday at 9 o'clock. All right.